Derby County are in the driving seat for promotion as we sit here today. Bolton Wanderers come to Pride Park on Saturday, and Paul Warne and his Derby County side will be looking to go for 4 wins in a row. Derby County have most recently beat Port Vale. They have beat Reading just a few days ago, and they are in some of the best form of the season, in my opinion. I thought Tuesday night, the first half performance was absolutely phenomenal. Probably one of the best first half performances of our season, but we just weren't able to get the final touch. But we did get the job done. Now, heading into this game, Bolton Wanderers they're third in the league, just a point behind us. So this could be a massive fixture in the scale of promotion. I think it's 8 games left to go. So let me know your thoughts heading into this game down in the comments. Hit the subscribe button while you're down there. And now let's get into this fixture. So, as I've just mentioned, on the 16th of March, Derby County face Bolton Wanderers at Pride Park Stadium. Now, in the reverse fixture, Derby were on the receiving end of a 2-1 defeat, but there was a controversial moment when Joe Wildsmith was sent off, a dubious sending off, and one which was never a sending off and was later rescinded. Bolton Wanderers came from behind that day after we went in front through a penalty early in the first half, and that really set the tone, and that was the same referee that we had for the controversial game on Tuesday night. Now, the only thing I have to mention is I'm less nervous for this game than I was for Reading. Heading into Bolton Wanderers at home, we seem to have a decent record against them at home. We beat them last season at home in January, and it's one of those games where they always seem to beat us away, a bit like Barnsley. They always beat us when we're at their place. We always beat them at our place. So fingers crossed we can go into this game and collect all 3 points. Now, if we just scroll down a little bit on this screen, we can go and look at the head-to-head. And as you can see, 7 wins for us, 3 wins for them, and 5 draws, ranging across, obviously, a spell of different seasons. But obviously, last season, we took 4 points from them. This season, we can both take 3 points off each other. But this is, in my opinion, a promotion 6-pointer. If Derby can win this game, we can go 4 points clear, and the goal difference will improve by a minimum of 1, making it 6 heading into the run-in. Obviously, both Derby and Bolton are on some excellent form. Derby come into this game off the back of 3 back-to-back wins. Bolton head into this game after a 5-0 thumping of Oxford United. Let's take a look now at their recent form, and then we'll get into the league table. So, as you can see here, Derby are 3 wins back-to-back, but they did lose 2 games earlier this month against Barnsley and Charlton, well, the end of last month. And as you can see, Bolton have had a bit of a struggle themselves, winning 2 of their previous 5, drawing 2 games 2-2 and losing to Wigan Athletic. Now, in my opinion, for either side, this is absolutely massive. For me, in my head, if Derby are still in the automatic promotion places come Pompey, when we've played Pompey away, I think we're going up. But we need to still be there. And to do that, we can't lose to Bolton Wanderers this weekend. Now, for me, it's not necessarily a must-win game, although if we win, it gives us a bit of a buffer. It is definitely a do not lose. And we're going to look into the league table in a second, but this is an absolutely huge game. I keep saying it. I'm going to keep banging on about it because this could realistically be one of the things that seals potential promotion. This game and the Pompey game coming up. Now, obviously, there is games in between where Derby can falter, but it's those teams in and around us where we have to get the results at this point of the season. Now, let's take a look at the league table and I'll explain to you what I mean. So let's look at the top end of this league table. Portsmouth face Peterborough. So if Portsmouth are to win again, that gives us a few extra points gap to Peterborough if we get our result. Barnsley head to Cheltenham. Now, I'm not expecting Cheltenham to get much, but if they can get a point out of it, that saves us as well. For me, all we really need out of this game is a point. We need to just stay ahead of Bolton by any means necessary. Obviously, what we want is a win. Of course we do, but it's a must not lose. We have one of the best goal differences in the league, if not the best, on 34. And they are on 29. So we've got to make sure we keep that gap with the goal difference as well. Bolton sitting in 3rd. Obviously, Barnsley, their game in hand now, so long as this weekend goes all right, is essentially non-existent because they're 5 points behind us, they're 4 behind Bolton, and it's getting to the point now where the table is starting to take shape. Now, if Pompey were to slip up at the weekend and we win, suddenly we're back in the race for the title. And if we end up winning the title with how we started the season, I'm going to go absolutely nuts. It's going to be absolutely crazy scenes. But let's now take a look into Bolton Wanderers. Let's see who their danger men are. They do have a few key men out injured in Dion Charles and I believe Victor Adebayo. So it's going to be really interesting to see how they line up. But let's take a look at their squad and their manager and let's go through the teams. So many Derby fans will remember Ian Evatt. He had a period at Derby in his playing career. In fact, I believe he came through the academy here. He's been at Bolton for 240 matches. He joined them all the way back in 2020. He's nearly been there for 4 whole years. He's won 110 games in that time, drawing 43 and losing 61. He's had a wonderful career with Bolton Wanderers so far, and at 42 years of age, he is looking to get the team promoted. Now, fingers crossed for us, he has to do that via the playoffs, but he does still have that opportunity at automatics, and he will not be putting the rivalry aside for promotion just because he came through our academy. Many Derby fans will know the name of Cameron Jerome, the 37-year-old striker. He played for Derby under a few different managers and he had a really good season under Gary Rowett. Nearly got us to the playoff final, but he went off to Turkey and has now came back to Bolton Wanderers. He hasn't scored or assisted for them this season, but he did win a penalty the other week, a very dubious penalty at that. But let's just see the rest of the squad. Let's see who their danger men are. So something big for us to know is that I believe Dion Charles and Victor Adebayo are both out injured. So their 2 top goal scorers are out of the reckoning for this game. But Aaron Collins, 15 goal contributions all season. Josh Sheenan, 13. Kyle Dempsey with 5 assists. Paris Makoma with 6 goals, sorry. They do have a wide range of talent in the forward areas and within their squad. Randall Williams, another brilliant player. Owen Toyle, another one. So it's going to be a really important game that Derby make sure they make the right decisions and have the right squad available to them. So we've got a few men to shut down at the weekend. So we've got to make sure we do that. But how are we going to do that? Let's now go into a team prediction. So sticking with the same 11 for me, we've got to stick with the back 3. Now, there is a potential doubt over Sonny Bradley. He obviously came off and wasn't very well for the game, but hopefully he'll be back fit and available for the weekend. He's been massive in the past few weeks. Now, obviously, he was kind of at fault for the goal against Reading, didn't win his header, but we can let him off because we won the game, so it's not like the Wigan game where his mistake ended up with us losing. So we've got to remember that. He did play okay up until that point, in my opinion. Sibley and Ward have been absolutely phenomenal since coming back into the side. Conor Hourihane scored his goal the other day. Ibu Adams, there's not much I really have to say about him. He is such a brilliant, brilliant player. And fingers crossed, if we go up, he's a player who we can try and get in permanently. Tom Barkhuizen in that number 10, second number 8 role has been absolutely phenomenal in recent weeks. Linking up with Gayle and Mendes Lang, they've been rotating really, really well. So they've been swapping positions, and I think it's gone really, really well and really affected the defenders for the opposition team. And I think it's all looking really, really well. Ward and Sibley, I know I mentioned them earlier, but they have been phenomenal, especially Joe Ward. A lot of people had written him off a few months ago, but he's come back into the side and he's used that as motivation, and he has been absolutely phenomenal in recent weeks. Now we do have Craig Forsyth back available and Callum Elder potentially back available, so obviously Sibley's got to keep them performances going, and at the back, Cashin, Bradley, Nelson the same, because Forsyth was a key part in our back 4 last season, back 4 that we played last season. So there's no reason why he couldn't slot in there too. But yeah, this is my team prediction. Let me know yours down in the comments. While you're down there, hit the subscribe button. So heading into this game, it is an absolutely massive one. I'm really interested to see how we line up for the game. I'm really interested to see how Bolton line up, because they have some really good talent in their squad. Some players who I'd really like. They have that defender, I think his name's Santos, absolutely phenomenal player. They've got some really good lads in midfield, and obviously you can't talk too highly of Dion Charles. I think he's an absolutely phenomenal forward. Not quite hitting the same numbers that he hit last season, but a very, very good player nonetheless. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments down below. Hit the subscribe button while you're down there, and I'll catch you in the next video. Make sure to go and find me on TikTok, pictured here, and Twitter, pictured here. These are the places where I'll keep you all up to date with all my upcoming videos and my thoughts and feelings around the Formula 1 and football weekend.